What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my FC Cologne career mode. As you can see, we currently have around 30 million to spend, and it is right now the January transfer deadline day. So I kind of want to spend it. Do I need to necessarily? Not really. We did just recently make a sale, if I'm not mistaken. I just gotta check it here somewhere. Received offers, I think it is. No, that might not be it. Where do I find the players that I sold? I actually really don't know. But yeah, basically we're missing. It's been a while now. Now I don't even remember his name. The defensive mid, what was his name? Hector. Jeez, I could not remember that. We're missing Hector. His release clause was paid. We got the money for him. He's no longer in the team. He's gone. We now kind of have the opportunity to spend 30 million. Now, here's the thing though. Of all the players on my transfer list, there is really only maybe two players that I can buy, but I don't think I can buy both. So Stindl, even though he's 29, he's 82 rated. He's still pretty expensive. I would have loved to have him because he's just so versatile. We would have had an opportunity to play him at center mid, at striker, etc., etc. But it's not really possible. So he's just gone. We can't really afford him basically. The other player that I was thinking of is Rafael Guerreiro, but his release clause is too expensive, and minimum for him is 32 million. We only have 30 million. So I'm going to hold off on him for the time being. Hopefully we can maybe take a look at him next season. Danilo is here. He's one of the players that we can buy. Kovacic, just way too expensive. Then Donker, I would have gone in for him, but he doesn't even have a release clause or anything. Anderlecht don't want to sell him. It's really annoying. The thing is, though, I'm pretty sure in the most recent updates, or pretty much every update after this very first one, because this career mode was created on the very first day that the game was released. So obviously we have the very first update of players, but I'm pretty sure that every single update ever since then has had him with a release clause. So that's really annoying. Yeah, I definitely would have enjoyed having him with a release clause. I would have already owned him by now. He would have been a part of the team, but wasn't meant to be. Next up, we have Sarachi, who looks good. I mean, in the future, you can definitely tell that he's going to be an incredibly well-rounded player, but he's just not for sale right now. Grimaldo, same problem as earlier. We can't afford his release clause. He's really the player I want to go for. 34.1 million. I just need one sale, and I'm not really getting it right now. So for the time being, we also are probably just gonna have to get him next season. Would have liked to go in for this guy, Nicholas, whatever, Tagliafico. But he just recently moved to Villarreal, so I can't really do anything there. Same with Semedo. Same with this Semedo. And anyways, yeah, we can only really buy two players, and that is Amath Diedu with a 26.8 million release clause, or Danilo, but I don't think I can buy both. So I don't necessarily need a center mid, and I don't necessarily need a striker. So at this point, I'm really not sure what to do. Looking at the team, we have pretty much our set midfield pairing trio right here. And yes, they will be upgraded as the seasons go by. But, Jojic and Asiti, while they will be upgraded in the future, they're doing pretty well right now. Not too many complaints. And we have Narte and Matthew as replacements or subs during the games. So we don't necessarily need a midfielder. After that, as for strikers, Marega and Cordoba have been an incredible pairing. They're scoring goals, they're dominating the defenders, they have size, they have pace, they have strength. But, with that, Osako is pretty much now losing his first team spot because obviously Marega, even though he's one rating lower, he's just performing better. He's just more dynamic. He has more going for him, and Osako is really just in between with everything. And yeah, that's kind of bad. But Loreen, on the other hand, he's pretty much just done at this club. I feel I don't really have the desire to keep him. Um, it's not necessarily that he's a bad player. It's just that it would take too long for me to train him up to where I want him to be, and I don't really have that type of time. If anything, I'm probably gonna end this season or this series at the end of the season because it's not that I'm getting bored, but I'm getting to the point where I really want to start playing with the newer, updated players. I mean, it's been a month or two with this series, which has been great so far. Don't get me wrong, but there's so many updates to players that I want to play with them. I want to start a career mode with them, and it's just the way I want to do things. So by the looks of things, we might actually have to end this series at the end of the season instead of next season, because I just really want to start playing with those other players and have a series for YouTube going with that. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the most part. Now, Loreen, like I said, he's probably going to be gone, and at this point, really the only thing I can truly fight for, or the only things I can truly fight for, are first place in the league, which we are comfortably in, and then the EuroLeague championship. So definitely doable for both of them. And if anything, I could also probably do the domestic cup. I don't remember what it's called, but I mean those cups have never really been that big of a deal for me, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. However, yeah, this is pretty much what I have planned, just to end at the end of the season. So if that's the case, the only real purchase I can truly make that I feel would be worth the money that I have right now is, obviously, I would love Grimaldo. He would completely fill up every gap that we have. He's the left back that we need. He's pacey enough, actually more than enough. He's got good stamina. He's got great technical stats, and overall, he's just a solid left back. So I would love to have him, but it's just too late, or not too late, but I don't really have the money for him. That's the biggest issue. So from here, the only real choice that we have is to buy a Moth Diedu, and the reason for that is we have two pacey, strong, tall strikers. But say we're in a very dire situation late in the game, neither Osako nor Loreen are really going to have the dynamic impact that we would want from our strikers late in the game. Diedu would. He has the pace, as you can see here. He's got dribbling, really high dribbling. He's got some really high agility. He's basically really good for that. And he was originally one of my go-to players, but I never really did buy him. Now, again, Danilo is another option, but we don't really need another center mid. We have Matthew and Narte. They're not necessarily first-team players, but neither is Danilo. If anything, he would be the same as them, ready as a substitute, but we already have two players doing that, so there's no point. So what I'm going to do is basically wait until maybe... Let's just keep scrolling down. If we miraculously get an offer for a player that I'm not all too upset about leaving, and we get enough to buy Grimaldo, we'll buy Grimaldo. Like right here. Actually, yeah, perfect. Like right here. Dominic Heinz. Oh wait, I kind of use him. I don't want to sell Heinz. He's actually really good. I've never had any complaints with him, but we have Mere. You know what? No, it's not worth it. Okay, it's not worth it because he's probably one of my starting center backs all season long. I have no intention of removing him from that spot. He's been doing really, really well. He's our current captain. And then putting Mere in for him as a replacement just isn't good for the simple fact that Mere, I mean, he had to be replaced by someone who's lower rated and younger than him. I think younger than him, because he just wasn't cutting it for me. So there's no point in then removing all of that effort and, you know, taking Heinz out. and then having to play Mary when he was already a problem early in the season. So it's just not worth it. We're not going to sell him. We're down to 3 hours, so a moth it is. We didn't really get any other offers. It's not like we had that many players in the beginning. Not many players that are worth it, at least. So 26.8 million is what we're gonna pay as a release clause. I'm gonna be really upset if in the next 2 hours we actually get an offer. But yeah, this is what we're gonna do. Important. Yep, definitely. He's going to play quite a bit. He's going to be subbed on quite a bit. We're just going to say 5 years. They usually don't go for it. But you can always counter with 1 year more than what they are suggesting. So if they say 2 years, you go for 3. If they say 3, you go 4, etc. It's just the way it works. No release clause. And I don't really like adding any kind of bonus, even though it costs me a little bit more. It's fine. 32 million plus an extra 410,000 as a signing bonus. That's usually the kind of deals I make anyways, so I'm cool with that. Now we have a moth. He's pretty much it. That seals it. We have 3 strikers out here. And it's not that big of a deal. Why? Because Osako, he's actually good enough to be used, well, sort of good enough to be used as a center mid. He has decent passing for a striker or a center forward. He has decent dribbling and ball control. So if I really need to, I can put him in at the center mid spot. But this goes back to what I said. He doesn't have any super high stat in his favor. He's really just average in every noticeable stat. He's not super fast. He's not slow. He's not super agile. He's not agile. He's not good at dribbling. He's not terrible at it, etc., etc. He's just in between, and it's not enough for me. It's just not enough. Meanwhile, Lorraine, he's got the size, so he can come on if need be. If we need another big target man in there, we'll throw him in. But if we need someone to really pace through a tired defense, we have a moth. And that's what we're going to be doing from now on. We've got Jurgen Damm ready to come on as a wingback and just completely tear through defenders with his pace. And then a moth with either Marega or Cordoba will be ready to receive a pass or a through ball, no matter what it is, and we move on from there. So, I've actually been talking for about 12 minutes, so this is actually going to be the episode. Didn't really expect it to turn out like that. I did end up sick a while ago, by the way, boys, so I at least warned you ahead of time. I ended up catching sort of the flu. I'm not sure what it was. I just know I had to go to the doctor, get a few medications. Took the weekend to myself, and yesterday, Monday, when I should have uploaded this, I had too much stuff going on. I've said it before. I'm a high school varsity soccer coach or football coach, whatever you want to call it, and we had a little issue going on. So we had to deal with that as the coaches. Nonetheless, though, I'm back. I'm going to try to get as many uploads as possible this week. I can't do a double upload today, but I think I just might on Thursday. Another thing is the team that I'm coaching. We're traveling next week. So we're leaving for about half of the week. And from there, I will not be able to upload, obviously, so I'm going to have to find a way to either record ahead of time, find the time to record ahead of time, or just simply, again, have to miss a few days, even though I really don't want to, believe it or not. I hate missing days. I really do. I've always hated it. It's just that I've been so pressed for time nowadays that, I just can't record and upload the way I'd like to. But, yeah, that's about it. I'll be doing my best to get these episodes out there. If anything, I'm going to have to go back to the traditional way of doing things where I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because at least then I only have to worry about 3 recordings. I really hope I don't have to do that. I really, really don't want to do that. I want to record Monday through Friday, but if I just don't have the time, it's not going to be possible. Whatever. Okay, so as is, we are going to end the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully these signings are good. I think they are. I've never really been terrible with making signings. I've made mistakes here and there, of course. I mean, Loreen is an example, but Loreen was really just a mistake because of circumstances. Basically, he would have been good in 3 years or 2 years, but we're only going to be here for 1 year. So, it is what it is. But yeah, that's it. Peace.